Ah, good morning, my loves. Good morning, my loves. One of the last morning mics. I mean, I hate to say it. The little intimate, like super early morning mics. Super early for Pacific Coast, you guys. Jesus Christ. Who lives in the East Coast? Like, oh, it's late. You kidding me? What am I going to do? Get up at 3? Oh, anywho. Yeah, I mean, we're thinking about just consolidating the efforts. And it's going to be a great thing because the vision is that what flies off spontaneously in the morning is morning mics. What has the resources is hot mics. So we're just going to kind of combine them and do hot mics live every day. And it really is morning mics with a little bit more production value, just a little bit more, and from the main studio. So that's kind of happening March 16, and really do a great morning show, right? I mean, I think it'll be as good as the Today Show or better than the Today Show or Good Morning America or anything. Lots of news and chit-chatty topics and fun and involvement from our family like you. So that's the way to do it. Wow. Our world is so hard to understand right now. Are you with me? But we can do it. I know we can do it. Yeah, way better than the Today Show. All right, let's get into the chats right there. Somebody's got a little birthday going on here. Let's see. How long will it be and what time? Joy, we're thinking about 9 a.m. Pacific, which I know is noon in the East, but it's sort of a compromise between hot mics and morning mics. Possibly 8 a.m., but, if a guest comes in for hot mics, it's easier to get there by 9. I don't know. Yeah, well, we want to pick a schedule and stick with it, but that's the whole point of launching something organic like this, is that you find your way to what it ultimately is. That's the challenge. That's the beauty of it. But I like 9 Pacific, noon Eastern, and we'll load it up. We'll have good guests, and we're talking to some people now on how to help, and it's really fun. It's finding its way. So that's coming. March 16, we shall begin. God, I got an interesting interview coming up also next week. I am interviewing the senator from Pennsylvania, David McCormick. He's a Republican senator. I thought that'd be interesting. We don't really talk to senators very often, but, I guess he's most of the time in Trump's corner. And I want to talk. I got questions for you. Anyway, after campaigning on not starting World War III, like, I love that Trump says, I'm not going to start World War III. Well, no one's asking you. Like, it sounded defensive from the beginning, but all throughout his campaign, I'm not starting World War III. I'm going to end all wars. And in particular, the Russia-Ukraine war within 24 hours. Remember that? I'm going to end it within 24 hours. And 8 days after convening the laughably thin Board of Peace, we bomb Iran. And the Middle East is at war on multiple fronts. This is day 4. The U.S. and Israel have hit more than 2,000 targets, like Iranian air defense systems and missile launchers, and command centers and government headquarters. American stealth bombers armed with 2,000-pound bombs struck Iran's hardened ballistic missile facilities. A hardened facility means it's deeply underground, sometimes hundreds of feet. It's encased with cement and steel, barricades. It means it's deeply protected, and so much harder to destroy. Iran has fired back at Israel and other Gulf states who host our military bases. We didn't expect. Trump was a little surprised at their response, but it's been swift, and they've kept at it. That said, I mean, they are definitely outmanned. They've been launching those cheap kamikaze drones, which you've seen in the Ukraine war. They've been effective for Ukraine. We'll see how effective for Iran. The State Department, here's the latest, has closed its Our embassies in Saudi Arabia and Kuwait after drone attacks, and all Americans, non-essential Americans, have been urged to leave 14 different countries in the Middle East. Now, Iran also struck Amazon data centers and sent warplanes, not just missiles, toward its Gulf neighbors. Qatar said it had shot down 2 planes. Well, Kuwait shot down 2 planes, but they were ours. Israel has now, by accident, by the way, Israel has now begun striking Lebanon. Hezbollah says they are threatening all-out war. Well, you know what? You're a ragtag group of terrorists. You can go kiss my ass. Anyway, in southern Iran, thousands of people attended a funeral procession for victims of a strike on an elementary school. Deeply sad. The school was in session when an airstrike hit it, killing 175 people. Now, this, according to Iranian officials and Islamic Guard, Iranian officials and civil rights groups. But look, in the Gaza war, whenever the Gaza Ministry of Health or whatever would come out and announce how many people have been so mercilessly cut down, you realize, you know what? How trustworthy are you? That said, I think it's hard to deny that a school was hit. 6 Americans have died. Oil prices are surging. Marco Rubio said the hardest hits are yet to come. Apparently, we're ramping up. Trump is now not ruling out boots on the ground. Jesus. And the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Dan Kane, said in 3 different newspapers before this happened, don't do it. He advised the president not to do it. And yet Trump wrote on Truth Social that General Kane had said that any military action against Iran would be something easily won. I guess you can say both things at the same time. Trump gave the call to go to war in the middle of the air. On February 27th, he was on Air Force One heading to Corpus Christi, Texas. And he gave the call to go in, and he said, good luck. And the war began. Very interesting article I read about the CIA and how they knew where Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader, was. They were planning on hitting him in different places. And then all of a sudden they found the CIA got intelligence from likely within Khamenei's administration that he was going to be at his presidential at the supreme leader's compound, where he has office facilities in the middle of Tehran. He's going to be there Saturday morning. Now, in Iran, Saturday morning is the beginning of the week. So kids are going off to school and people are going off. It's our Monday. And they got intelligence that he would be at his desk and holding meetings with top civilian and military officials all at that time. Unbelievable. So they were like, this is it. And Israel led the way. And they bombed him right there at his desk. And, he had been telling people, I want to go down as a martyr. So I'm not going to go hide underground. We're not going to have underground meetings. And plus, this is the beginning of the week. It's daytime. They're not going to do this. They'll do this at nighttime. It was a massive miscalculation and militarily a really strong move. But, they're not disorganized. They've got 3 deep in every level of government, people ready to go. So the succession was in place. But once Trump was on the ground in Corpus Christi, he says things like this, which you really wish he would think about before he would talk. Blowing the legs, he said, Iran has been blowing the legs off our people, blowing the face off our people, the arms. They've been knocking our ships one by one, and every month there's something else. What are you talking about? Knocking our ships, blowing the face off our people, the legs off our people. What does that even mean? Like landmines? Our legs are blowing off American people? No, they're not. You may be on edge, but he is not. Trump began raving about the curtains in the East ballroom, in the East Wing, the new ballroom that's coming our way. Nothing excites Donald more than construction projects. We know that, except large military equipment that he can speak slowly about and almost erotically. Anyway, he was yesterday. He was in a ceremony. He was updating the press about the war in Iran, and his ADD got the better of him, and he started to ramble. This was in a ceremony to award the Congressional Medal of Honor to 3 U.S. military service members. And he says, "I never get bored." He was saying, but people have during a war, I never get bored. I'll stick with this. How could you get bored while we're bombing another country? He said but he went off topic and started talking about the curtains. He got excited. He looked over this way and he saw the curtains, and the ballroom project in the White House started percolating in his mind. And it was beautiful. The second.
We're adding on to the building a little bit. We're improving the building. See that nice drape? When that comes down right now, you see a very, very deep hole. But in about a year and a half from now, you're going to see a very, very beautiful building. And there's your entrance to it right there. In fact, it looks so nice, I think I'll save money on the doors, because it can't get more beautiful than that. I picked those drapes in my first term. I always like gold, but I think we can save a lot of money. I just saved curtains. But, and it'll be spectacular. It'll be the most beautiful ballroom. I believe it's because I built many a ballroom. I believe it's going to be the most beautiful ballroom anywhere in the world. And when you hear all that hammering out there, you know why the First Lady is not thrilled exactly. She said, "Will the pile drivers ever stop?" They go from 6 in the morning till 11:30 in the evening. Can you imagine?
Can you imagine?
Here. When I hear that sound, that beautiful sound behind me, it means money, so I like it. But my wife isn't thrilled. She said, "This is getting crazy." I said, "Don't worry about it. We'll be all finished up in a few months."
I mean, God almighty, a school is blowing. There are casualties of war that we have to be able to stomach. If you believe in the mission that's at hand, okay. But nothing should come out of your mouth but somber updates and very serious, stick to the message. Please show that you are kept up all night long, knowing that American lives are exposed and at stake, and that, lives of our enemies who are innocent people are at stake. Please show that matters to you. Please. It's important. And by the way, shouldn't Melania be involved? Why isn't she handling the decor and the drapes? Why do you have to be such a control freak? Can you let her do that? Well, she can't, because Melania is busy now. Melania took over the microphone at the United Nations. He is appointed. Donald has assigned his son-in-law, who's never been elected or even appointed to an official government job, Jared Kushner, to run negotiations on behalf of America with Iran, which of course didn't go anywhere. And now he seems to have made Melania not just the First Lady, but a United Nations ambassador. I swear to God, Barron Trump is going to be Treasury Secretary next week. This is a family. He's just handing major gigs. Anyway, listen to Melania is an intelligent person. I'm going to say this. She's an intelligent person. She's very beautiful. She's classy. But I just feel like the rest of the world is laughing at us when they see this.
The provisional agenda for this meeting is maintenance of international peace and security, children, technology, and education in conflict. The agenda is adopted.
Okay. Anyway, to the other side of the aisle we go. Bill and Hillary Clinton, before the Oversight Committee last week, we're getting our first look at some video coming out from Hillary Clinton's testimony in front of the Oversight Committee. She did it in Chappaqua, New York, her home. She was pissed off, really pissed off. And the clip we're looking at is when she got really mad when that chronically unserious Congresswoman Lauren Boebert leaked photos of Hillary in the hot seat to the MAGA mouthpiece podcaster Benny Johnson. Now, Hillary has every right to be angry here. I mean, she was only there. The only reason Hillary was even being deposed, giving testimony to the committee, was because they just wanted to humiliate her. She has nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein, and she's not the one we want to ask questions to. But they trolled her out there, you know, just to humiliate her because there's an obsession. But anyway, look how pissed Hillary gets.
The question. I'm going to answer your question.
Now you're going to yell
This
at
was
me?
what I spent
You're
my
going to yell at
time
me.
doing.
I'm a survivor trying to look out for other survivors, trying to
and
get to the bottom
I was
of it.
taking care
You
of
waited
the
6
people
months
who
to
lost
get here today.
3,000
6 months,
lives
and now you're being
at World
defiant
Trade
and
Center.
indignant today. You said this morning you did not solicit funds from Jeffrey Epstein, correct?
That's absolutely correct.
Did anyone solicit funds from Jeffrey Epstein on your behalf?
Not that I'm aware of.
I'm asking a black and white question. I'm not putting any leading statements into it or adjectives. Did you do anything to determine what was happening in those images or on those trips that once you saw these photos, once you realized Jeffrey Epstein was a convicted sex offender of children, did you do anything to determine what was happening on these trips with your husband?
I don't find any of your questions to be relevant to the investigation.
Well, it is relevant if a former
Well,
president was traveling around with young women.
Well, you'll have a
alone
chance.
with them.
You'll have a chance to talk to him tomorrow.
If there are photos that are being released of the secretary as she is testifying, can you please explain how that
I'm
can
done
occur?
with this. If you guys are doing that, I am done. You can hold me in contempt from now until the cows come home. This is just typical behavior.
We will go off the record.
Oh, for heaven's
So I would
sake.
like to understand how that's permissible.
Let's just be honest.
It doesn't
Excuse
matter.
me.
We all are abiding by the same rules.
I will take that down.
Oh, you've
Yeah,
broken
well,
plenty
I'd
of
like to
rules
take a
on your
break.
own hill. You've broken plenty of rules on your own hill. The thing is, listen, she's got every right to be pissed off. But this is not something that your party nor you are above. Okay? This is the problem with our politics. This happens in both directions. The Democrats just happen to be, victims of this particular, public lashing for the sake of humiliation. But do you think is this something that Democrats would not do to, what they will do to Trump and all of his family members? It's coming up when they get power back. And remember, the first primary is today in 3 states for the midterms. By the way, to finish with Hillary, though, rest assured at the root of her irritability and her anger is her own husband, Slick Willie, whose love of the sexual arts is the one thing that has consistently in her life denied her the ultimate prize. Remember? Believe me, I was an involuntary kamikaze pilot in the first election between Hillary and Donald in 2016. 2 days after they leaked that bus tape, 2 days before the second debate. And the whole point was to kill Donald Trump with it. And Donald Trump, 2 days later after that leak, masterfully handled it and said, oh, yeah, Bill Clinton has said worse to me on a golf course. Remember that? And Hillary was like, knowing, goddamn, my horny husband, he just keeps getting in my way. It's almost like there's a sabotage mechanism in him. Maybe it's almost like a voice that says, how about at the end of the day, only one of us was president and it was me? I don't know. But every time she just his horniness clips her in some way. And that's what I can feel. The anger underneath it all is, why the fuck are you sitting in hot tubs with Jeffrey Epstein in Bahrain or wherever it is, in Brunei? But yeah, the Texas showdown is today. It starts. We got Joyce Meha is down there in Texas. I'm guessing a few other Texans getting ready to go to the booth there. I think It's Jasmine Crockett versus James Tallarico. That's gotten a lot of attention on the Democrat side because I think people are thinking for the first time in a long time since, what is it, LBJ, that a Democrat could become the next U.S. senator in Texas, which is pretty much the reddest state in America. A Democrat holding a Senate seat is pretty wild. And then you got Ken Paxton versus John Cornyn, right? Is that on the Republican side, I believe? Everyone's watching the Democrat side because I think Tallarico wins this thing. And they'd be the problem with Jasmine Crockett is she energizes the opposition more than she energizes her own party. You know what I mean? Like Democrats might get excited about Jasmine running for Senate, but Republicans will get really energized to take her down. Tallarico scares them. He is, the guy he's impressive. And he seems very moderate to me. We'll see what happens, but I don't know. If Tallarico wins and goes on, this is an interesting picture, isn't it? I think that guy could win the whole thing, Tallarico. And that would send a blast across the country. Yeah. You know what, Lawson? Sometimes you say some crazy things. I love it. Bill Clinton should never have lied about Monica. He should have apologized, said he messed up, and asked forgiveness and privacy. He was a popular president, and most people would have moved on. You are so smart. I love what you're saying. I agree with you. I really do. He couldn't do it. It was too embarrassing, even though was she like 21 at the time, though? I mean, like, what? It's so gross. A man is, how old was Bill? 50-something, and a 21-year-old? I mean, that's just so gross. But yeah, he should have. I always talk about Monica Lewinsky is the most mistreated woman in America. She was a kid. She was, when you're a young person, you're like, oh, my dad's friend is here. Oh, he's like a hot zaddy. He's a hot older man, whatever. It is that older man's responsibility to say, oh, that's so cute. Thank you so much. And not act on it. And he did it right there in the White House. I mean, it's unbelievable. But Monica Lewinsky took all the shame. And he lied, obfuscated, lied under oath. And when it was all over, he moved on. And her life was ruined. I'm sure she was close to suicide, what Monica Lewinsky had to suffer. And she's only now just out from it and finding her power. 20 years of staying alive. Thank God for the family and friends around her. They did a great job. I always think about Monica like that. She's got my support forever. She doesn't respond to me. I've asked to have her on, though. I think it'd be a good conversation, me and Monica Lewinsky. Maybe she doesn't feel the same way. Billy, I appreciate what you're saying, but men have been controlling women since the beginning of time. This is, nor will it ever go. This will not, or will it ever go? Again, you're saying it won't go away. Okay. I was reading up about the Baha'i faith the other day because the Baha'i New Year season has begun, and it's the season of fasting, 19 days in the Baha'i faith, and it began yesterday. And there's just no food from sun up till sundown. And the Baha'i faith is Justin Baldoni, right? That's his faith with Steve Sarowitz and his partner Jamie Heath and the whole thing. And what's interesting, people don't make this connection enough. The whole religion is founded on equality between men and women, that there is just zero patriarchy or matriarchy, or it's just completely dead even, basically. And there's no, strict rules. There's no, you're not flogged for infidelity, or you're not, alcohol. The only thing that's strict is that alcohol or any mind altering substances is forbidden. You're not to do that. But other than that, you can mess up and screw up in any which way, and you're forgiven. And when you're 15 years old in the Baha'i faith, you're raised by Baha'i parents, they say to you, okay, the choice is now yours. And if you want to leave, it's a little shame that comes with it in the Mormon faith, but in Baha'i, if you're like, yeah, you know what, I've Baha'd it with you folks for 15 years and now I'm out and it's not for me. Okay, God bless you. And off you go. There's no shame. There's no locking the door and not letting him out. It's interesting, but it's built upon men and women being totally equal. And isn't that funny? Like the irony that Justin Baldoni is I don't think Blake Lively even looked into that before she just turned around and said, he sexually harassed me. He did this. It's like, it's just like, I can do this to a man because a man is predisposed to go down for this. But she didn't look into the fact that the guy's entire life and faith and devotion is built on equality. We got to talk about Miss Nancy. Oh my God, Miss Nancy Guthrie. Oh. So a full month, 1 month since she was snatched from her bed in her home in Arizona, outside of Tucson. Investigators still have no idea what happened to her. It's unbelievable. There was some video people shot. Savannah and her siblings, her sister and her brother, they were outside. There they are outside of Nancy's house, laying flowers at a kind of little makeshift memorial for their mom. Sort of suggests that they've given up entirely. Authorities say they've received tens of thousands of tips, pursued thousands of leads, but nothing has led to a breakthrough. All that DNA recovered inside the house, described by investigators as a mixture of multiple people, is now undergoing genetic testing. But boy, is that just a fail. I mean, it's just astounding. Look at we can do all these things with drones and bombs, and the CIA knows exactly where the Ayatollah is going to be sitting and at what time and all this shit, and yet a little old lady can be snatched out of her bed in the middle of the night and we can't do anything about it. Just a giant failure. I don't know why. I don't know how they get, no closure here at all, wondering where their mom is, and a little part of them sitting there torturing themselves at dinner, as they think, is she actually alive? Are they still, I don't know. Yeah, the Miss Nancy affair is shady as. Just makes no sense. Exactly. Oh, my God. I could not live not having closure. Yeah. Security systems for celebrity families is going through the roof. What a great country. Interesting religious concept. I grew up the youngest of 10, which meant my mom was tired and could basically do what I wanted. However, there was nothing to rebel against, so I did not break many rules. Oh, look at this. I ordered my 89-year-old mom an AirTag yesterday. Oh, my God. Yeah, it's just weird to me that Friday night dinner, Nancy Ubers there, but Annie's husband drove her home. Could something, if possibly, happened when he drove her home and she passed? Oh, she passed away while he was driving her home, and they're trying to cover it up, and that's why he brought her through the garage where there's no cameras. It's interesting. Yeah, we were talking to Zach yesterday. They went through the garage. And then when the person took her out, they went through the door. I don't know, but these investigators are just terrible. Old Barney Fife has really messed this up. There's so many cold cases in this country. It's really sad, but they don't get the attention. Yeah, this one does not. It's wrong or right. Yeah, I get it. That's just the way it is, right? The media gloms on, including us. She was likely dead as she was carried outside the house. They found her blood in front. Yeah. The way law enforcement handled that from the beginning, a lot like they handled Officer John O'Keefe in Boston, for different reasons, but the same outcome, just my opinion. So heartbreaking. Oh, sweet Nancy. Barney Fife isn't an investigator. He's just a real shitty communicator. I still don't think it's a robbery, says Danielle, as the knapsack looked like there was another bag inside it. We never use our front door. Everyone comes through the garage. We always joke the front door is basically just for Jehovah's Witnesses. I know. If you have a garage, something, yeah. Yeah, well, because you put the car in there, but it wasn't her car. I mean, I would drive into the garage, close the garage behind, and then walk into the kitchen door from. But he was just dropping her off. Why don't you just pull up to the front of the house, walk her in the front door? I don't know. There's something there. You never see Tommaso, though. I mean, she's a wonderful guy, but you just never see. He's never out there supporting his wife while she's laying flowers with her siblings. Like, at least just hold her hand. Nancy should have been treated like an Amber Alert. It could have been a break gone wrong. Oh, a break-in gone wrong, and she died in their custody, and then some evil people jumped in to take advantage, requesting money. I think that's what happened. Well, we know. I think all of those ransom requests were bullshit and bogus. Just people trying to get money. And by the way, if they can track those people down too, put them in jail. It's just disgusting. Oh, Tommaso was there yesterday. Thank you for that, Jenny. Thank you for that. Good to know. You want to know he's out there supporting. I think they're just weighing in over their head, and they didn't let the authorities who really knew how to handle cases like this in soon enough. Yeah, there was so much tension between the FBI and the Pima County Sheriff's Department. Yes, confirmation. Tommaso was with Annie and Savannah laying down flowers yesterday. Good. Is silver alert just for dementia? That's interesting. There should be something for if we have it for children, we should have it for the elderly. I mean, we end as we begin. On this side of things, we have Allie, her father, Warren, Wawa, is in the hospital, and he's making slow progress, but he refuses to do the exercises. They want him to sit up for a little while and stand for 2 minutes at a time, and then maybe the next. And I try to tell him, the next time we're doing 2.5 minutes. I can't do it. He's just very non-participatory when it comes to the rehab and the little steps forward that you have to make, especially at 83. But his wife is now here, so we have a little 83-year-old lady who's in the room off the kitchen, and she's going over today to visit. So it's kind of an ordeal to get her in there. She has her own hang-ups, a disability for herself to try to, so it's not moving her around isn't so easy. But now, the chaos. Now you got to, basically when the caretaker or the guest, the wife has needs too, the nursing staff is going to be like, get them out of here. Anyway, I'm in the guest house. No, I'm just in the guest house doing this little guest room. It's not a house, is off the main house, and it's a perfect place to chat here. Some would say I'm avoiding, like I don't have to go help, but that's not me. Very helpful. I go every day. You know what they call that? The kids call that showing up. You got to show up for her. Yeah, I agree with that. You got to show up. Joy, how are you casting your ballot today? I can't remember. You know what I mean? Bless your heart, Billy. You take good care of her. Yeah. Well, no one likes No one likes a selfish me guy, right? My friend has arthritis in her hands and using keys for the door is difficult. So she uses the garage door because it is a keypad instead of keys. Yeah, that's true. But, she was being driven, maybe it's just a regular routine. Once you get into a routine, I'm here. Unless that's for someone else. Billy, how's the handling of the drinks? You doing okay, bud? Oh, man. Yeah, I love a cocktail. I do. I've had some cocktails. I'm not gonna lie. We don't lie here. But no drunkenness. Had two cocktails on Saturday. We had a celebration for a friend who is in remission from cancer. So family and friends got together, and then afterwards went out with a great buddy of mine and his wife, Allie, and I, and had a second cocktail. But I'm a wooden leg guy. It takes a lot of cocktails to knock me down. And then I had one glass of wine on Sunday at dinner with my kids and Allie and my daughter's boyfriend. So we had 5 of us, but one, no big deal. Obviously nothing last night. We're midweek. We're rocking and rolling. So I think it's a very much a moderation thing. I'm a 20-year alcoholic, sober for 14 years, man. So I get it. Yeah. Look, I was just drinking too much. You know what I mean? And when I drink too much, I avoid things and the relationship suffers. And, but I'll tell you what, this MDMA journey I did, and some of the psychedelic work that I have done has been really powerful in seeing how the ego fucks up your life, how the voice in your head tells you terrible lies and wreaks havoc on your ability to live a really good, honest life. So this episode, by the way, I've told you about it. The episode is a week from Wednesday. That's March 10, I believe. Yeah, March 10th. Wednesday, March 9th or 10th. One of those days. I think it's the 11th. 11th. March 11th is a Wednesday, and my MDMA journey will air there. We have the first 30 minutes is getting ready for it, talking to my friend Keith Crossley, who wrote State Within Light. Then I go do it. Then I come back and the second half is after it. So there's a before and an after, a total payoff as to what happened. And it was powerful, I will say that. And the episode is going to drop it. It's all packaged up and ready to go March 11th. Why? Because I will not be in Los Angeles. So we timed it to go because I'm going down to Florida to see my mom. We'll do morning mics with mom, though, down in Florida. And then she and I will go to the croquet lawn and we will play some other people. Last time I visited my mom in Florida, I got obsessed with croquet. I cannot tell you, folks, how great croquet is. It's a little snobby of a sport because it's on a croquet lawn, like a putting green. You can't play in your backyard. You hit the thing and it bumbles all over the place. It has to be a clean roll. And it's a brilliant game. So going to go see Mama Bush. We're going to do that. We're going to have a lot of fun in Florida. Now, I have not had a drink in 3 years and I don't miss it. I like zero beer and gave it up because they started medication for whatever. Listen, I love non-alcoholic beer. They're making really good ones. There's a very good one coming online called Crazy Mountain, which is done by George Clooney, Randy Gerber, all the guys that did Casamigos. They're moving to NA. Breaking news on that front. They've got one called Crazy Mountain. Actually, trying to get them to sponsor Hot Mics because I like it so much. And I like Athletic. The Athletic Beer Company is the king of the king of the hill right now, top of the heap in the NA. But they're so good now that I just rather not have the alcohol in it. I prefer it over regular beer. I don't think I'll ever have a regular beer again. But I may have an occasional cocktail or glass of wine. That's just going to wait. Unless I end up doing it too much again, then that's it. But I really think that the MDMA journey kind of gave me what I needed to commit to, moderation. Charlie Sheen has a non-alcoholic beer. Yeah, it's called Wild AF. No lawn darts, Billy. Wild AF. I've had Charlie's beer. It's pretty good. Everyone's competing in this space now. It's pretty interesting. Yesterday on Hot Mics, we talked to Anthony Scaramucci about everything that's happening in our world. And in the end, after I said goodbye to him, I kind of pivoted to, did you hear about the sale of Warner Brothers to Netflix? They agreed to an $80 billion purchase. Netflix buying Warner Brothers, but then, Trump gets involved and he seems to have a grip on Paramount. And, he had Colbert fired, I think, reportedly, but sure looked that way. And somehow the sale of Warner Brothers ballooned to $111 billion. I told you that the CEO of Warner Brothers, who obviously engineered this sale, and if you're a shareholder, you should be happy you're going to get paid. He himself is going to get hundreds of millions of dollars in bonus. Again, always somehow comes out very well in the bonus structure. But, the great legendary production home that Warner Brothers is gone. They haven't made anything meaningful other than Barbie in a while. And this is a quote of the day here from David Zaslav, who's the CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, the man that engineered the sale. He said, this whole process has been challenging. It's been exciting. It's been thrilling, which people are pointing out is completely tone deaf. Because thousands of Warner Brothers employees are about to get fired in service to the deal that is set to generate nearly $800 million for David Zaslav personally. His increasing from $80 billion to $111 billion to Paramount, Larry Ellison and his son, is to net David a bonus of about $800 million. And he said the whole process has been challenging. It's been exciting. It's been thrilling. Oh, my God. Before talking to your own frightened employees in a town hall, he made this statement. Before sitting down with the company and saying, here's what happened, here's what it means, he said that to the New York Times. Even some in the inner circle, even the ones closest to him making the deal, are shaking their heads going, oh my God, dude, are you kidding me? You got to be nuts. Billy, here's interesting. Mike Kelly, the CEO of Kelly Newman Advisors, has a great article on this LinkedIn page about WB and Paramount and what happened 30 years ago. All right, let's look at that. I got some time today to do some reading. I'm looking forward to it. But I mean, $800 million personally is just a grotesque amount of wealth for a company that's just been picked apart. It's just been re-engineered. This is an accounting victory. It used to make and create beautiful, wonderful entertainment, right? Fantastical, whimsical entertainment. And it hasn't made anything. And $800 million is a lot for one person. It's like grotesque. Justin Timberlake, guys, have you seen? Justin Timberlake is fighting right now, according to People magazine, to keep body cam footage of his DUI arrest. Remember the DUI arrest out in the Hamptons? Yeah. there's body cam footage, and Justin wants that inadmissible, out of public view in the upcoming hearing. Please, he says, he says it will cause him irreparable harm if the body cam footage of his arrest comes out. And now, let me speak for all of you, because human nature is like this. We're not perfect people. Him saying that makes you say, shit, now I really want to see it. Like, irreparable harm. What did you say on the body cam footage, JT? Well, it can't be as bad as Reese Witherspoon, right? Reese Witherspoon, famous. I mean, it probably is a Reese Witherspoon. She was arrested.
I'm now being arrested and handcuffed?
Yep.
Do you know my name, sir?
Don't need to know.
You don't need to know my name?
Not quite yet. I'll get that
really?
information.
Okay. You're about to find out who I am.
That's fine. I'm not real worried about you, ma'am. I done told you how things work. You want to get out and get up in my investigation? That's okay.
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, guess what? We have a law for that. It's called obstruction.
You don't know my name? You're about to know my name. Okay, because I don't really care what your name is, honey. Now, please get up against the car here and the whole thing. And oh my God, they had that. I don't know where you found that, Steve, because that's been scrubbed from the internet. Because she owns, and I don't know if we should have I didn't know you were putting that up, because she owns now like 25% of Hollywood. She bounced back from that in a very strong way, Steve. You might have just screwed me in a huge way. That was Steve. Never throw your producer under the bus. That's the first thing. Whenever
don't do that.
Mistake, the buck stops with you, but I'm doing it right now. Steve, that was you. Reese, I love
you don't want to take on Reese. You don't want to take on Reese.
Listen, we all have some not so fine moments in life, okay? And we can't be judged by our worst moment. You got to be judged by your body of work. And Reese, I loved you in Sweet Home Alabama, and you're doing a great job on the morning show. And Reese Witherspoon should have kept her drunk ass quiet that evening. On the other hand, keeping a Southern gal quiet just ain't easy. That's true. That's true. God bless him. I love me a rowdy Southern girl. I gotta say, I do. I really do. No fair. Doesn't matter if they pull over the Dalai Lama. All is fair. Steve is the devil on our shoulders. Steve's a very sweet guy, though, I gotta say. You know what Steve did? Steve spent all weekend long at a girls soccer training program, his second weekend in a month, where he goes and trains. Steve could be like a major Division I. He's accredited now for major high-level high school and college soccer coaching of women. Or could it be men too?
Yeah.
Is there special coaching for women or men?
No. Just my coaching, first coach, national coaching license. Yeah. It was a big weekend. No kissing butt, Billy. That's not your style.
I know. But Reese is very powerful. And friends like Allie, mutual friend. I mean, they've got some friends. I don't know. I saw Reese at like a birthday party not long ago. Reese used to go to church. I went to this church in Beverly Hills. Short-lived. I ended up not liking it. But I was there for like a year. Reese Witherspoon and Ryan Murphy of Love Story. By the way, Love Story. Ooh, that's Jack Schlossberg, who is the grandson of JFK and the nephew of JFK Jr., who's got a kid who's running for Congress in New York City. He has come out blasting again about this series. It's exploitative. It's terrible. You're, moonlighting in someone else's life and denigrating the life. Ryan Murphy, he trashes Ryan Murphy personally for the series. He wants all proceeds donated to causes close to JFK Jr. He's on a rampage about the series. I think the series is okay. I had higher hopes for it, but I'm still watching it. I will complete the whole thing. Reese is powerful in Hollywood. What? Dude, she's got this. What's her Sunshine Films? Hello Sunshine is the name of her company, and she sold it for like $500 million or something. She's loaded. Reese Witherspoon is very powerful, and she's smart. Her company. She's built a good company, and they option great books and novels, and they turn them into series. And she's got a pretty good track record with it. So, hats off. Nice recovery. From what are we going to do about Jim Carrey? The more and more I think about this, I hate a conspiracy theory and I hate to be silly, but I honestly don't think that was him. I think that is, there's a performance artist who is saying it's actually him, of the Alexis something, that in full prosthetics. And then some people are saying, no, it's Jim Carrey. He's just had work done. Turn this up.
Incarné, c'est comme l'argile du sculpteur que vous façonnez à la forme de votre cœur, carré, à boucler le boucle.
I think it's Jim. No, I'm back to thinking it's Jim. I think these just men are getting facelifts in Hollywood, and they're terrible. Bradley Cooper this is a terrible work done, and there's too much filler in his face. I don't know.
I think he's older. He gained some weight. He's had some filler. I think it's him.
Now there's people saying it's him, but it's him underneath prosthetics, and he's playing himself as performance art, knowing that with everything that's going on in the world, our little myopic, gossipy media is just going to focus on his appearance more than major geopolitical global events or something. So it's his way of showing how ridiculous we all are. I don't know. However, take a good one more time. Look at this face. This is going to kill you. Look at this.
Bonsoir.
Look at his face.
Merci beaucoup. C'est très gentil.
Okay. And now this comedian.
Flight this morning, and then I got off and saw everybody tagging me in this video. Everyone keeps tagging me saying that I'm his clone. I'm not his fucking clone. I'm in an airport in New York. If I was his clone, I'd be in a mansion somewhere. And they keep saying that he's been replaced. Replaced with what? It's just face work. Has nobody seen Real Housewives of anything? The man has just had some fillers. I think he looks great for 60-something. I think he looks fine. He looks like a normal aging guy that also got some Botox and fillers. He's not been replaced, guys. And I'm still here. A lesbian who looks like a man. Vintage Jim Carrey face. I can at least say that I now have vintage Jim Carrey. The clone theories are crazy. I'm not a clone. If I was a clone of Jim Carrey, could I do this? No, but there are people out there who really think that I was made in a lab. And also now there's people that think that Jim Carrey's been replaced and cloned. He's just aging and getting face work. Where the fuck have you been? All right, see ya.
Oh my God. Is she amazing? Is that Rachel? Is that her, the Steve? That we've got to find her. You have the Steve, you have her contact, her Instagram handle and everything?
Yeah, I'm gonna get it right now here. So I get her
Right.
right.
We'll just grab her. Let's just let's get her tomorrow.
Let's want to get there. Yeah.
I want to talk about, I just want to have her on hot mics for I don't know, 5-10 minutes just to talk about life as a really funny lesbian woman who makes fun of herself for looking like Jim Carrey. Oh my God. She is awesome. I enjoy her. Okay, that's it for us. What a day we have. Steve, we have a big hot mics tomorrow, and then we are making our plans to launch a new Vibe March 16, which is just going to be live and wild and in the big studio and with lots of bells and whistles. And I don't know. I started Access Hollywood Live with Steve and many others way back when. And I think this could be that. Just better the way we do. You know what I'm saying? Fearless, no rules, the rules that television gives you. Oh, you can't say this. Oh, you can't say that. Yeah, you know what? I'll do whatever I want. Okay. Have a fantastic day. And I love you. Okay? I'm not afraid to say that. I love you.
Heather Shaw, Billy. I want to give her credit. Heather Shaw.
Yeah, Heather. Okay, let's line up Heather. Amazing. Boom, 2, 3, 4, and